Channel, Blossom Good Child, good morning to you. Okay, so light language. It either blows your blouse up, or it doesn't. Our particular dialect, I find, with all respect, and trusting you are not offended, sounds like total gobbledygook. Others I have heard, have a much more attractive lilt to them. Plus, no one knows what you are saying. You could be persiflaging on about the price of cabbages for all we know. The floor is yours, my friends, to talk as much as you like about it. Good morning to you, Blossom and all. We are aware, Blossom, of your misgivings in this particular matter, and we are grateful to you that you trust yourself and us enough to still release this talk on your channel. We know you found it uncomfortable. Yes, I did. What we would like you to understand, as many do, is that within that tone, within that mishmash of sounds and clicks, there is information and light codes being sent directly to the soul. The heart feels them and decodes them into the individual system, so that it resonates on a deeper level to that which one, on a human level, cannot decipher. And does what? Stores it. Absorbs it. Embraces it. Why is it that some burst into tears, some have the desire to speak back, some get the body shakes, some feel so much love from it, whilst others get nothing? Nada? Those who have a form of reaction are no different from those who do not. Either way, the understanding reaches deep within. Even though we don't understand it. Yes. For it is not of or from your earth. It is from a higher plane, and is that not where you are all from? Yes. Now, unbeknown to the reader or listener, this conversation is not flowing at all. What is the issue? I thought we were good to go? Blossom. Yes. Take a break and restart. Okay. So it's now the evening. Shall we try again? By all means. Would you care to know what was said in our transition of light language? Yes, please. Me and many, many, more. That which we translate. You know there is no such word? Why not? Do not all words come from creation? So, what is its exact meaning? Why not use a word we know? Blossom, when we telepathically sent that word to you, did you know what it meant? Well, I had an idea, yet had to look it up to check if it existed. It didn't. Yet, you still understood? Yes. I see where you are going with this. In a sense you do. Words are made up of sounds, letters, tones, vibrational frequencies, etc., and they have been given meaning in order for one to communicate. Is this not so? Indeed. Yet, we are aware of their meanings. When one speaks in French to you, do you understand what is said? Very little. The same for any language, really. Words are designed to help each other understand each other. Words are used to give labels to everything. When we speak to you in our unique language, do you think we, as the Federation of Light, speak to each other in this way? No. For I feel you are beyond words and use telepathy. That's if you are many, or one, as in oneness or consciousness. You certainly do not come across as an individual. Indeed, we are not. We do not speak. We offer you telepathic communications that arrive in my head in words. To make it clear, I do not hear them. They come as a thought. You speak words to me. How else would we communicate that which we desire to inform you of? When we use your vessel and your vocal cords at times, also, we use words, for they are understood. However, when using what we would call a universal language, there is no need for an interpreter, for we do not use words. We use a combination of sounds that blend into each other and they cannot be broken up into words. I keep getting the word siphon in my head. Because we are sending it to you. What for? Where does it fit in? Imagine a ball of sound. There is no easy way to put this into words. This ball is, out there or up there or somewhere or nowhere. It is simply there. It is made up of love, and this love, in this case, is translated or transported or siphoned into a flow of wavelengths that come across as words. Yet, they are not. So, the sounds are actually made to emit a particular wavelength? Correct. Aha! That makes more sense to me. We would say that this is in our particular case, with you, when we use, what you call, light language. These wavelengths tune into the wavelengths of the energy of oneself, and when they meet up they become an orchestra. The reason why many display tears, or, feel so much love or home, is because the missing instruments arrive within this translation, in order to complete the set. You have to tell me why you are using the word translate, instead of translation. Because translate does not mean the same as translate. Translate means to interpret from one language to another. Translate means for layers of sound to be transmitted in the same moment. How many layers? Multiple, depending on the sound. So, they are not words. They are wavelengths that communicate with us. To you. Your soul absorbs these frequencies and acknowledges them, relates to them, and yes, replies. Replies how? By co-joining, by becoming one with that same frequency which the human may not understand, yet, the soul self does. This is why it is universal. So, do animals and insects understand it? Yes. Although, there is nothing to understand. It is love. In a wavelength. Yet, when you were speaking it last week, the hand gestures that came with it, certainly made one feel as if you had something to say. Pointing to the eyes, mouth etc. You don't seem to be able to answer that? The nearest we could come to explaining would be expression of flow, not flow of expression? No, expression of flow. So, one can say, there is no interpretation to be had? Correct. That is not to say that the resonance of the sound brought through from us by you, didn't do anything. For the frequency of it, when allowed to blend, heals the heart, soul, body, and mind. It is its own magical music that is understood on a universal soul level. Am I right in saying this is not the same when White Cloud speaks? You are. When the expanded soul love of the energy known to you as White Cloud speaks in a different tongue, he uses language of old. Language that transports the soul to a place of peace. Can his words be interpreted? No longer with your earthly transcripted eye. For it is ancient. Yet, some words are still known. That which he speaks of connects with the heart so strongly because it comes from the heart. In a broad sense, he spoke of times to come. He spoke of your strength and courage. He spoke of that which he speaks to you in that of the English language. Yet, by speaking in his ancient native tongue, it brings through a different wavelength and therefore, goes deeper into the soul's understanding. Why deeper? Why is English not so deep? Because, throughout or over time, blossom, much that is spoken has lost its luster. In a sense, lost its truth. The vibration now, of much that is spoken is of a lesser depth. This is hard to put into words, isn't it? Neither you or I can find what we are looking for. I think folk will understand lesser depth. Well, what can I say? I'm not sure when it will happen again. Methinks not for a while, if I have anything to do with it. Thanks for your explanation, chaps. Blossom, thank you for coming back to this conversation and getting it done. We know this has settled you and you can now relax. Oh, indeed. Onwards, ever onwards, my friends. We'll keep marching on. Raising the vibe of the planet, until we get to where we are going. In gratitude. In loving service. I am.